A lot of people think structural engineering is just about putting concrete and steel together. Here's the truth. Concrete and steel themselves don't make a good building. Without proper structural design, those materials are like ingredients without a recipe. You might get something edible, or you might just get a complete mess. The question is, do you want your building project to be a gamble or a guarantee? I'm Peter, a structural engineer. My goal here is simple: to pull engineering out of textbooks and show you how we shape the spaces we live and work in, and hopefully get you fascinated with engineering. Let's get straight into the video. When it comes to safety, guessing is dangerous. You could pour in a lot of concrete, throw in extra timbers and think you built something strong. Strong enough for what exactly? Without calculations, you don't know how your structure will respond to extreme weather conditions, if the structure can handle an unexpected overload, or even everyday stresses that add up over time. Simply put, you're unaware of the service and ultimate limit of your structure. I'm not talking about your purchasing power to buy building materials here. I'm talking about life. In a home, it's your family. In a business, it's your customers and staff. You don't want them in a building that may or may not stand. This is the exact uncertainty that hiring a structural engineer removes. We calculate exactly how load travels through the building, where weaknesses may occur, and how to prevent them. So safety is proven, not assumed. This leads directly to my next point because once you avoid guesswork, you also avoid unexpected financial pain later. The design phase is not where to cut corners. It's one of the cheapest stages of your entire building project. Yet, it controls how expensive the rest of the project becomes. In easy terms, when you over-design, you overspend on concrete, steel, labor, and formwork. And when you under-design, you run the risk of expensive fixes, delays, or worst case, the entire building collapsing. Buildings that skip proper design can carry invisible problems. In 2018, the Upper Tower, a 36-story residential building in Sydney, was completed at a construction cost of $165 million. Within just a few months of residents moving in, on Christmas Eve that same 2018, cracks appeared on the walls and loud structural noises forced a mass evacuation. Independent investigation later found issues stemmed from under-designed hub beams and poor quality concrete placement. All these compounded by construction shortcuts. The building was not in danger of total collapse, but localized failures required extensive rectification. The fallout was severe. The developer spent roughly $36 million on repairs, relocation, and legal costs. While residents were eventually allowed back in, the damage to reputation was irreversible. Many apartments suffered heavy financial losses, with some reselling at 20 to 30% below their original purchase price. The upper tower didn't fall, but the financial and emotional pain for owners was huge. It's a lesson. Skipping or rushing proper design can create problems that only reveal themselves later when they are far more expensive to fix. Hopefully, by now, you are convinced that a properly engineered building is the safe route. Let's talk about why efficient design is actually your biggest money saver. It's easy to think hiring a structural engineer means extra cost. In reality, we often save you money and sometimes a lot. Let's talk real numbers. Say you are building a 4 or 5 bedroom duplex. On average, that might be about 14 meters by 17 meters in size. Without proper design and drawings, you get to site and the artisan says, Oga, the last site I did, we used 0.2 meter thickness for the slab. So he says, let's use the same here, 0.2 meters all through. If we do a quick math, at slab depth of 0.2 meters, multiplied by the floor area of the slab, 14 meters by 17 meters, we get a total concrete volume of 47.6 cubic meters. At 80,000 naira per cubic meter, that's 3,808,000 naira just for the slab concrete. With proper design, the slab might only need to be 0.15 meters thick, now costing 2,856,000 naira. That's 952,000 naira saved on the slab concrete alone. Here's an interesting fact. When the slab is lighter, the beams and columns carrying it don't need to be as heavy, and the foundations below can be smaller too. By the time you add up all those savings, you could easily be looking at 3 million naira or more staying in your pocket, all without compromising safety. A structural engineer design fee is far lesser than the money they save you. In most cases, they pay for themselves before the building even gets to the first floor. And here's the part most people overlook. Efficiency isn't about playing it small. It's about freeing up your budget to dream bigger. With a structural engineer, you are not limited to what everyone else is building. You can explore cantilevers, wide open spaces without columns, slender yet strong facades, or rooftop features you didn't even think were possible. Iconic buildings from bridges with massive spans to twisting towers only exist because engineers figured out a way to make the architect's dream safe and buildable. Even in smaller projects, this can mean transforming a plain house into something unique, like adding a large open plan living room without a jungle of columns, or incorporating a rooftop terrace without overloading the structure. The boundaries of what you can build are not set by fear, they are set by engineering calculations. So remember, safety beyond guesswork keeps people safe. Avoiding costly surprises keeps your wallet safe. Efficiency turns every naira into real value. Pushing the boundaries make your project far more exciting. The buildings we admire today didn't happen by chance. They happened because someone cared enough to design them right. I am Peter with West Amp Limited. Until next time, build smart.